Further on the subject of universal basic income is, well, I think Trudeau's going to run on it in the next election if we have one. What else has he got? Now, last time I delved into this matter, snorkeling about the globe, who else has UBI, universal basic income? Nobody, really. I don't know, 6 months, a year ago, I went looking. There's a few countries flirting with, they've got some pilot projects going. People often say Finland has UBI. No, they don't. They're a welfare state. Their citizens are taxed like, I don't know, I forget now because I'm working from memory a year ago, like 85% or something. But they have these massive social programs, health care, dental care, post-secondary education. The state pays for almost everything, really. And that seemed to be working really well for them until mass migration became an issue for them. Anyways, that aside, Brazil has something, I think it's the bottom 20% of the population gets a meager little sum. I forget, $4 US, it sticks in my head, but I don't know. But I mean, it's enough to buy a day-old bread, right? It's not universal basic income. Here in Canada, we've messed with it a little bit. Some of the states have messed with it. Pretty near every country at one time or another has, or there's a half a dozen at any given time right now. Again, kind of dabbling in it, in the concept. But nobody actually has it. Now, the proponents of it say, oh, well, it would pay for itself because, oversimplification, we wouldn't have to pay welfare workers to hand out checks. Yeah. Okay, 720 billion worth. And then we'd have to give those people severance packages. I mean, it would be a decade before that those books balance themselves. Maybe two with the interest, because where are we going to get the money from? Again, proponents of the UBI say, well, anywhere it's been tested, the people are happier, healthier, and tend to get better educations. Yeah, I'm sure they do. But this is one little town or county that had a test pilot for 6 months or a year. Didn't burden the entire country with the entire country getting UBI. So, well, it looks like it works in the small picture, and it does in the small picture. Again, back to 30 million people times $2,000 a month is $720 billion per annum. Again, where does the money come from? It's certainly not going to be offset by losing bureaucrats that handle all of our social systems now, that the proponents say, well, we wouldn't need that because everybody'd have their $2,000 a month. I don't see those books balancing. Not that part of the equation. I certainly don't. And then there's the interest on it because, well, we're already in debt, so we'd have to borrow the money to, and then it's going to create inflation and devalue our dollar. So I get $2,000 the first month. I'm like, hey, that's rocking. But is my buying power the next month $1,900 and the next month $1,800 and 20 months later I'm worse off because my $2,000 is now worth effectively nothing. Inflation and devaluation of the dollar has wiped it out. And it's pretty well guaranteed my wages aren't going to go up to match all of that. So I go from being impoverished to thinking maybe I should move to Venezuela and be better off. Yeah. But I'm afraid a lot of people are just going to go, hey, I get $2,000 a month, rocking. Trudeau's hair's looking good again. I'm afraid that's what's going to happen.